wonderful day. It's a shame the sun isn't shining, but I know there's a lot of happy faces out there and a lot of kids. You know, it's wonderful to be in this building and to see so much tradition and celebration. I walked through earlier this morning. I was up looking at the famous five and at some of the premiers' spouses, at some of the pictures of premiers, and to just think about the history of this building and how much this province has changed, who we are today, who we are as Albertans, and just how much we've accomplished in 100 years. It's going to be exciting to see the time capsule and to think a little bit about some of those pictures of who led us 100 years ago, who leads us today, and what our prospects are for the future, which are pretty exciting. Well, I think that there's a lot of spirits and souls in this building, and I think that's one of the reasons it's such an exciting building. I have the sense that everything that has come before lets us be better in the future, and so we'll see what today brings.
Well, I want to thank everyone who's coming out and or at home watching this special celebration of the 100th year anniversary of our Alberta Legislature building. This is a magnificent structure. It's one that all Albertans need to be very proud of. It is the seat and symbol of our democracy, and for 100 years it has stood the testament of time. Today we're remarking on its wonderful composure. It looks, I'm sure, equally as great today as it did in 1912. It's my pleasure as Speaker to be here and oversee the entire celebration, along with our Premier, Lieutenant Governor, various ministers and MLAs from our area. And I want to say lak vadanya to all of them for their support and their encouragement that helped make this celebration such a success.
Well, thank you very much. Good morning. I just want to take the opportunity to wish all Albertans who are celebrating 100th anniversary of our legislature building. It is a wonderful building, as many of you may have the opportunity to come through the building. So thank you very much, and congratulations to all of my constituents and all Albertans for this wonderful celebration. Thank you.
सब वतन टीवी के दर्शकों को मेरी तरफ से बहुत बहुत नमस्कार, सत श्री अकाल और सलाम। आज यहाँ पर हम under the dome we celebrating 100 years of this legislative building, and is a celebrating moment, is a festivity going on here all day, nice firework, and I want to congratulate the Alberta government, especially our very dear friend, the Gene, because he's our speaker and he is the one who is hosting the great event, and for my pleasure and honor that that's the first time I got elected, and the celebration is I'm witnessing it as a member.
ਅੱਜ ਬਹੁਤ ਹਿਸਟੋਰੀਕਲ ਡੇ ਆ। 100 ਸਾਲਾ ਅਲਬਰਟਾ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਬਿਲਡਿੰਗ ਬਣੀ ਨੂੰ ਹੋ ਗਈ ਆ, ਉਹਦੇ ਲਈ ਸਾਰੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਅਲਬਰਟਨ ਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ ਲੱਖ ਲੱਖ ਵਧਾਈ ਪੇਸ਼ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਅੱਜ ਮੀਂਹ ਨਾਲ ਥੋੜ੍ਹਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਠੰਡਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ, ਅਦਰਵਾਈਜ਼ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਾਡੇ ਆਨਰੇਬਲ ਸਪੀਕਰ ਜੀਨ ਜ਼ਵੋਜ਼ਦਸਕੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਇਹ ਅਰੇਂਜਮੈਂਟ ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀ, ਉਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਸੀਗਾ। ਚਲੋ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਇੰਦਰ ਦੇਵਤਾ ਵੀ ਖੁਸ਼ ਹੋਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ, ਸੋ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਰੱਬ ਨੇ ਅੱਜ ਮੀਂਹ ਲਿਆਂਦਾ ਉਸ ਦਾ ਵੀ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਕੋਈ ਨਾ ਕੋਈ ਚੰਗਾ ਕਾਜ਼ ਹੈਗਾ। ਸੋ ਅੱਜ ਮੈਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਅਲਬਰਟਨ ਨੂੰ, ਸਾਰੇ ਪੰਜਾਬੀਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਇੱਥੋਂ ਦੇ ਅਲਬਰਟਾ ਦੇ 100 ਈਅਰ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਬਿਲਡਿੰਗ ਦਾ ਉਹਦੇ ਲਈ ਲੱਖ ਲੱਖ ਮੁਬਾਰਕ ਦਿੰਦਾ। ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ।
Culture. Honorable Premier, honorable ministers, members of the Legislative Assembly, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It's my pleasure to join you in this special ceremony. For honor, my wife Linda and I are excited to join you today in marking the 100th birthday of a truly important Alberta landmark. This is a grand old building, and I have to say that spending time here is one of the privileges of serving as Lieutenant Governor of Alberta. I thank the Premier for including the Lieutenant Governor's suite in this magnificent building. One of the most important things to recognize about the Legislative Building is that it is truly a people's place. This is a place where Albertans of all ages and walks of life can come to enjoy the beautiful grounds and to take part in public gatherings, or to step aside and learn about the century of history that has unfolded under the building's magnificent dome. The Legislature has played host to our Queen of Canada on more than one occasion, and to leaders from around the world. And the building has been home to countless men and women who have worked here over the years in dedicated service to our province. Our legislature has stood through times, years of plenty and periods of challenge, in peace and in wartime, and throughout a century of rapid social and cultural change. In short, this building is an enduring symbol of Alberta.
I think about the first time that I ever came to these grounds, and it was when my granny used to lawn bowl on the south lawn. And I remember being in junior high school and coming here and seeing community and families spending time celebrating these beautiful grounds, but celebrating them together with generations. And the other thing I want to tell you that I remember was Premier Peter Lougheed, who used to walk through the grounds and watch what was going on, talking to Albertans about what they thought about this province, their hopes and their dreams for the future. And in many ways, that is exactly what this building represents. I was wandering around it this morning, looking out the windows and thinking, when this building was built, there were log cabins out there. You could see land as far as the eye could see. I don't think at that time that people quite had a sense of what Alberta was going to become. And what I think is so exciting about where we are today and the changes that we've seen in the past 100 years while this building has stood, and the changes that we've experienced, an elected member of the Legislative Assembly, to sit in this building and to honor the traditions of democracy and debate, will ensure that we talk about the ideas that matter to people who live in our province. And we think about our future. People will be standing here thinking about what we contemplated for the future of our province. So thank you so much for being here. I do have one official function, and that is to tell you that in commemoration of the history of these grounds, they will not be changed unless they meet our needs in terms of the importance of remembering our legacy and our history. So it's a privilege to be here today, of course, with their honors, to be here with our new Speaker of the Legislative Assembly, and Mrs. Zwozdesky, with the Acting Mayor, with Heather Klimchuk, who's designated these buildings today, and to be able to thank everyone who's been a part of these celebrations.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. You know, if they said in 1912 it was raining, this is okay. You know, it's bringing something out in us. The best people came out for today, and that's actually what we're looking forward to. So, Madam Premier, Mrs. Honor, Mrs. Echo, Mr. Speakers, Jean Zwozdesky, and every other guest. On behalf of City Council, it's a pleasure to be here for the centennial celebrations of Alberta Legislative Building. It's a proud day to be an Albertan. I'm fourth generation Albertan, and I feel that there's lots behind where we're going to go into the future. And this building has stood the days of the tough days and the good days throughout the 100 years. I've always been awed by the architecture of this building and amazed that we were able to construct such a masterpiece in this city in the days that it was built in 1912. We're proud that this building is in Edmonton. So much how far we've come, and so happy anniversary and best wishes and more success to come today. Thank you very much. Thank you, Bridget. Good afternoon, Your Honor, Lieutenant Governor Donald Ethel, Premier Redford, members of the Legislative Assembly, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. What a remarkable day it is in Alberta's history. Today we're celebrating a century of history and democracy in the Alberta Legislature building. Back then, the name of our company was Canadian Western Natural Gas, Light, Heat and Power Limited. Today you know us as ACO Gas. Alberta's first natural gas pipeline was the longest in North America, 270 kilometers long. It took less than 3 months and a lot of hard work to build. It brought natural gas from Bow Island in southern Alberta to Calgary, Lethbridge, and other communities along the way. In the years that followed, Canadian Western and its sister company, Northwestern Utilities, expanded their network of pipes across the province. Today, ACO Gas delivers natural gas to more than 1.1 million customers in almost 300 communities. Bringing natural gas to communities changed our way of life for the better. It helped Albertans build the province we're so proud of.